Hey, everybody, I'm Mike.
I'm Tim. Oh, he may be frozen.
He's frozen.
That's Jason from Boardgame Mechanics. And the reason we're running a little behind is we're dealing with some technical difficulties, as you can see.
And we are live from our basements because we cover games from the ground up. I'm trying not to lose steam because of technical difficulties. However, we do have a great guest with us. It is Jason Smith from the Board Game Mechanics, who also has a podcast and a channel, just in case you didn't know. And
He'll be
maybe
back.
this is why he didn't win a Golden Geek. He must buffer all the time.
Low hanging fruit. That was the easy one right there. Where the irony of us discussing why we did not win a Golden Geek, and that's one of the issues right there.
Yep. But so for anybody that didn't know, just in case, today we're going to have a very serious, but also very sarcastic top 5 reasons we did not win a Golden Geek Award for our podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it was, let's just say it was an honor to be nominated.
I still don't know what it takes to get nominated or how we even got on that list.
I spent the required amount of Geek Gold to nominate us.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, I did. And then I got on and voted for my friends. Hey, we got
Jeff on Twitch. Yes,
sweet.
It's cool to see Twitch comments come through. I appreciate it, Jeff.
We got Dave.
Thank you, Dave. That's all that matters.
But after hearing our top 5 reasons, we may no longer be winners in your heart. Jason, how's it going, man?
Pretty good. I shifted my internet stuff around, so hopefully we'll be good.
There you go. So far, so good.
So anyways, guys, this is Jason from Board Game Mechanics. They are a pretty okay podcast and YouTube channel. And Jason is one of the big reasons why I have a show today. So always grateful for that. And we'll never stop pointing it out.
Thank you.
Hi, Jazz. Yeah, so we didn't have any scheduled guests this weekend. And when did this topic come up? I forget when and how.
I'm not sure. Were we talking about it on the weekend, Mike? Or was we talking about it before that?
We were talking about it before the weekend. And I told Tim I would get you committed over the weekend. And then all we did was play games. Didn't even have time to talk about our podcast at all.
A weekend I wasn't even invited to. Rude.
You wouldn't have come anyway. You don't go to your sisters when I'm there. It's like, yeah, you wouldn't have come.
That's true. I would not have been. I had to go. I say had to go. I took my kids and my wife to C2E2 in Chicago, and got to do family stuff. But no, I know that if I would have showed up, it would have been fine. I mean, Katie might have been upset, but I mean, for the most part, it would have been fine.
Katie probably would have been happy because then she would have had to play all the games with me.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You could have just went and read a book and you could have played the games.
Fair. Totally fair. She'd be like, I'll let you idiots just hang out. I don't have to hang out with you clowns. But anyways, yeah, we are here to discuss why the very serious reasons why we did not win a Golden Geek this year. But maybe we can fix that. And Jason's got like a short time frame that he's with us, so we're going to get right into the lists. But after the lists, Mike, I've got some reviews that were left on the show that I will read, which might also be contributing reasons as to why we didn't win a Golden Geek.
Reviews that were left on the show?
Uh-huh.
Are they from me?
You mean comments? Like YouTube comments?
Like reviews left on like podcasts, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't overthink it, man. I got reviews.
Where do you get reviews from?
Calm down. Let's get to the list.
Okay.
Easy killer.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah, I know. He's like a dog with a bone. Like, Mike, lay off.
I'm going to go read these things.
I'm going to read them to you so you don't have to.
Okay. Well, I want to know where they exist.
They exist right here. I got them written down so I can tell you what they were.
So, yeah, top 5 reasons we didn't win Golden Geeks. We're going to jump right into it. Jason's got about an hour. We'll probably goof up longer than that.
We will.
This should be fun. We can go over our reasons if you want, but, you know.
Hey, look.
Tim, start with you. Circle around back to me.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Like, look. All right, guys. When we didn't win, we didn't make it past that initial nominations stage. I took a long, hard look at our metrics. I looked in the mirror. I looked at some of the old shows we did, and I really just think that the number 5 reason is just lack of general interest in our show. So, you know, we got to improve that. I think, you know, maybe Couch Mike, you know, maybe we get Andrew back on, not wearing sleeves, you know, do some things to sort of gin up some excitement. And yeah. Lack of interest is my number 5.
I don't know how serious to expect the rest of your list. This is kind of wild. I'm not sure what to do.
Yeah, it's tough, Mike. I think, you know, I'm just telling you, I think if
serious.
more people were interested in our show, yeah. Oh, yeah. Promote
also,
Bob's OnlyFans more.
That might do it. We are co-streaming on the Board Game Mechanics channel as well, so that's fun.
Yeah.
We might get some comments coming over from there too. So all good reasons. Jason, what's your number 5?
All right. So I think the reason that when I was nominated, and I think I was nominated by me and maybe Tim, I'm not official nominated. I got some votes. I think the reason I didn't win is because I just network too much. I'm always out there hustling. I'm always out there like getting my name out in front of everybody.
They are sick of you.
They're just so sick of them. Like, oh my gosh, if I have to hear about the Board Game Mechanics one more time, I'm probably going to lose it. That's just what it is. I promote the channel too much, so I need to scale it back. I need to bring it back down, rein it in. I need to spend less time networking and more time not networking. So I think that's part of my problem. So my number 5 is too much network, too much of a good thing, too much of this in everybody else's face.
Oversaturation. You should do a show in Juggalo makeup. Maybe that'll throw them off, you know.
I should. That would be hilarious.
For no reason. Like, pick a really heavy dry Euro and just do it in Juggalo makeup with no commentary. Just to see if anybody notices.
I did do a video once where I was wearing a luchador mask for no apparent reason at all. I had one that Katie got me in Mexico. It was pretty funny.
That is why I would nominate you for a Golden Geek.
Yeah. I need to see that.
I'm here to do a review on Weather Machine. You know what I mean? And you just...
you would watch it, Bob. Wow. You would watch it.
Yeah, Bob would watch it.
Somebody get a Rey Mysterio mask going on.
Man.
Wow.
Only if he's got an Eddie Guerrero mullet underneath it.
Oh yeah, baby. That's a good one. That's a good one. As in case you don't know, Jason doesn't promote his show. So
Mike,
not much.
Mike,
he has been a little bit. Late.
Mike, don't step on it. Don't step on it. He overdid it.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
Mike.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. No, I agree that like once every 2 months that you put out a promotionary post, I think is way too much.
I thought you were going to say you were just sick of Jason, but
well, I mean, after spending a whole weekend at his house, that's clearly the case.
That's true.
All right. So my number 5 for why the Rundown did not win a show. We don't play any games on our show. I mean, watch Jason's show. He streams games with his kid.
Too much.
Don't do anything like that. All we do is sit and talk about stupid stuff for 4 hours and then force people to watch autocomplete.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the only game we're playing on our stream is autocomplete and bad trivia games. this is why we didn't win a Golden Geek. I mean, I might as well just summarize it. Just say we didn't win a Golden Geek because of autocomplete.
I mean, totally fair.
My number 5. We've scared people off with the terrible Google searches that humanity has left us with. That is the autocomplete game.
I mean, that is a thing. That is a thing.
It's a legit concern.
It is. It is. We should play more games. Hey, we got David. What's up, David? Good to see you, man.
Hey,
okay. Dude. Number 5, not enough couch mic. David, I mean, you might be onto something.
Ooh, maybe.
But my number 4, actually, in all seriousness, could have been my number 1.
Ooh.
But it's my number 4 because I made this list and it's the order I put them in. My number 4 of why we did not win a Golden Geek for best podcast YouTube show. We're not the Dice Tower. I mean, that's it. We're not. I mean, Spencer dresses up, but he doesn't
either.
Well, they can't now because I think if you won it, you can't win it or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. Do we know?
So then what they do is they create spin-off channels and then those channels can win it. And so we're not in that orbit. Spencer tries to dress like Tom Vassell, but he doesn't wear like a dumb hat. So we kind of have like some of that, you know. Dan tries to be the jerk, you know, sort of like Z can be kind of a jerk sometimes.
He's not trying.
Well, okay. Which one? You know, so, you know, we've tried to mirror some of these personalities and stuff, but it's just not happening. Shit, we lost Dave. Damn it. I blew it. Now we're back to lack of interest. Everything goes back to lack of interest.
Now we're back to 1 weekly viewer.
So yeah, we aren't the Dice Tower is my number 4. Yeah.
These selections are way too serious for Tim. I'm waiting. Something's gonna happen. There's gonna be some grand reveal at number 1 here. I'm just waiting for it.
Yeah, seriously playing.
Just wait.
I'm gonna be really serious right now too.
Mm-hmm.
So every well, I don't want to spoil another number, but we put a lot of time, blood, sweat, tears, pouring over the outline of every podcast episode. I mean, every word is scrutinized down to the jot and the tittle. And we are, I think it's just too much professionalism and people can't handle it. That's just kind of what it is. I mean, you look at the Dice Tower, they're kind of amateurs. You look at the Board Game Mechanics, that is top tier professionalism at its finest. So I think my number 4 is too professional and it's too bad.
Yeah. I mean, if you would spend as much money on your lighting as you do scripting and editing and everything, I mean,
I know I got, you know, it's about the same amount of money though, if we're honest.
Bob. I beat you to it, Bob.
If only you could get the same guy that's doing all that awesome editing, like actually on the show. I think that would help you a lot.
Yeah, you should get your editor to do the show with you.
I pay him too much.
Do we actually know who won the Golden Geek for best podcast? I don't.
They're still voting right now.
Okay.
Oh,
okay. That
thanks,
shows you
Dave.
how much I know.
Nominated for a bronze geek.
I don't remember how it turned into a joke list on why we didn't win, but I do remember.
Who's joking?
I remember Jason making a post about asking people for votes, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that too. Stole this idea.
Hey, Bob.
Stole this idea.
It would be cool. You're right. 100% agree.
She'd just be rolling her eyes. She probably would hurt her neck rolling her eyes at us so hard.
Yeah, I told her it was going to be a joke list, and she kind of rolled her eyes at me. So that's kind of where we are right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's deadly serious. This list is deadly serious.
I know. I can't believe Mike isn't taking this list seriously. I'm pretty upset.
That's my bad.
I'm pretty upset.
So perfect time for my number 4. The reason that we didn't win a Golden Week is because too many dumb lists. Just like this one. This is just another dumb list piled on top of other dumb lists, like top 10 small box games, for example. Like, who cares? Like, everybody wants a massive, overpriced, jumbo-sized version of every game they play, and here we are doing small box top 10s. Like, I mean, now that was our most watched Whiskey Wednesday ever, but obviously nobody cared enough, not enough to vote at least.
It's not geek worthy. What's up, Wayne? Yeah, totally not geek worthy though. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Wayne, Jason did teach us Rococo. It's fantastic. So was Vinhos. Both amazing games.
Amazing game.
Yes. And maybe if we played those games on the stream instead of making up dumb lists like top 5 games we've cooled on, maybe we'd actually be getting somewhere.
Who talks about board games on a board game podcast, losers?
Boring. So boring. Oh man. All right.
Tim, well, what you got?
Well, listen, you wanted something big. My number 3. My number 3 is it's a 2-parter because I can't decide which one of these is more the reason, but I feel like they both are equally the reason. So part 1 of my number 3 of why we didn't win a Golden Geek is because I don't like Foundations of Rome, and I'm pretty sure Emerson Matsuchi and Arcane Wonders has a hit on me for saying that. So that's 1. I don't like Foundations of Rome. Everybody but me likes that game. Jason, you probably love it. It's got huge chunks of plastic.
I've never
That's
played
your
it.
style. That's your style. You'd love it. It's like
It's
a
true.
$300 game.
It does sound like my style for sure.
Yeah. Like the production is through the roof. There's a lot of colors. I don't think there's a track to be found in that game. So it fixes all the things.
It looks almost as good as this bad boy. Look at that. Look at that.
Look at that beauty.
Yes.
Look at that beauty. Oh, hey, I got David's with me. Okay. And then the other reason why, and I blame Mike for this because Mike produces the live show mainly. Not enough special effects going on with the show. And this is Mike's fault. He's just not doing the special effects, and so I'm the only one. I'm carrying it over here. And he's not doing anything.
Mike, be your own man. Don't do it.
Terrible.
Don't do it.
It's terrible.
What?
He can't do it. He won't do it. He's terrible. I'm the only one. And so for that, we are not winning a Golden Geek. Just saying.
Well, I mean, he does have a point. I don't offer any special effects whatsoever.
Oh, boo.
No special effects at all. So that's very true. That's a very good point, Tim.
Andrew, you missed it. This is as good as our lighting gets. It's too good. It's too good. This is just how it is. You're gonna have to watch it like this.
It's terrible. What was the name of that game you held up?
Navigador.
Matt I can't even say the name of that game.
Yes, Concordia Designer.
It's Concordia Designer, dude. Get with the program. That's why you didn't win a Golden Geek.
I know, because I can't say Navigador.
Yeah, you're not wrong. All right, so my number 3.
Somebody.
My number 3 is now. We like to post on a regular basis all of our podcast episodes. We would never, ever put out a post on Facebook saying we're going to drop an episode on a Friday and still not have dropped that podcast yet. That may have happened a week ago, but we are too professional. We drop our podcast too regularly, and people just can't handle it. It's just
set your watch to it, man. I mean,
when you expect a podcast at 8:17 p.m. on a Friday, and it happens every Friday at 8:17 p.m., you just... people can't handle that kind of consistency and professionalism on this channel. So
they are trying to watch Alf reruns on
a podcast.
They're trying to watch Alf reruns on MeTV, and they're getting constantly interrupted by notifications that the Board Game Mechanics have put out a new podcast. So you're getting counter votes, right? Negative votes because you're interrupting. their 80s syndicated program.
Yep, that's true. Yep. I would never put out a Facebook post saying I'm going to drop an episode the following day and not do that. I would never do that. Ever.
It's never happened.
That's yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Rough. That's definitely a reason.
I'll just share it tomorrow and then maybe I'll be right.
Okay. My number 3 for why the Rundown did not win a Golden Geek is that nobody likes free games, and we're always giving away free games. I mean,
I hate it.
Frosthaven, you cheat. Just not enough of a game, not enough content in the box, not even big enough of a box to give away. We almost, yeah. I mean, the shipping was more than the game itself, so I don't even know why we gave that one away. And then Castles of Burgundy Special Edition, like that game's not even good. Why would we give that away? Well,
we give it away because it's not good. That's why.
Right. Yes. So
hey.
And I'm talking about the.
Have you even played it, Tim?
What?
Castle
I'm just playing. I know I've not played it.
I was gonna say you probably haven't even played it.
So yeah, I mean, Castles of Burgundy. We've given away a customized putting board. We gave away like 60 games at Gen Con. And obviously, just nobody likes that kind of stuff. So
it's obnoxious. It's obnoxious behavior.
Yeah. It really is. Just like bragging that we can give games away, I guess, is the way people are looking at it. So
whenever somebody gives me a game, I want to punch them in the face for giving me something free. Jerks.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible.
That's actually why Jason punched me, because I gave him a calendar this weekend. So
hey, you finally got rid of it. He's like, thanks, turd. It's only 5 months in.
Here, I don't want this. Have some trash that you got to do a video on.
Unlike us, I did not ask for a video. Unlike us, he did a video, and we didn't when I told him that we should, and we didn't. We failed.
Yeah, well, what can I say? I'm super professional. We already went over that.
Totally. The most professional. The most professional. Did Andrew win the cutting board too?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know.
Hang a horseshoe around that dude's neck.
I'm going to have him buy Powerball tickets and mail them to me.
No doubt. He only does that for board game shows and hosts that they like, though. So he'll probably go to a bigger, better show like Board Game Mechanics.
Yeah, like one that wins awards.
Are there other shows? I mean, come on.
Not to me.
I'm just hurting my back carrying you guys all the time. That's what I do.
No doubt. No doubt. That's why you're down there. You got to like use both hands.
Yeah, Jason actually was asking me to apply Icy Hot to his lower back this weekend. I'm like, well, all right.
You're lucky it was just lower back. I had to put it on his calves at Origins last year. He's like, I lift with my legs, Tim.
Oh, that's funny.
Trust me, Mike, the legs were way worse than the back. They're surprisingly hairless. Very smooth.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
I'll show you sometime.
They are amazing games on that one. Well, what's funny is Jason didn't win a Golden Geek, but he did win the Golden Gams Award for. Let's keep it weird. TMI,
yeah,
for sure. You can't spell TMI without Tim. It's in there.
Oh wow.
All right. Number two reason why we did not, and we're flying through this list, but it really hurts. It really, Golden Cavs. Well done, Bob.
Bob.
Well
dropping
done.
the zingers.
Oh, Bob probably burned his fingers thinking about a Bible reference there. Anyways, the number two reason that we didn't win a Golden Geek, and this one hurt. This one hurts, but I've come to through some self-reflection. I mean, flat out, the hosts are bad. We're all just bad hosts. We do a poor job. We're not excited. We're flat. We're boring.
Yeah.
It's people, it's rough. It's rough, but you know, people usually give us interviews just to get us to go away.
That's true.
You know, like at conventions, like they're like, fine, I'll take the free game. Just stop talking to me or throwing suckers at my children. You know, maybe we could have come up with a better way to dispense candy, but listen, Bob loves throwing stuff.
Then out of the back of a van.
Bob was
good job.
The back of a van. Yeah.
3 games written on chalk.
Yeah. We're like, Dan's like, we're trying to get him in the van. Quit throwing him out of the van. But you know, it's fine. Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just the hosts are bad. Hosts are generally bad.
I mean, if someone said that I talk too much, then there wouldn't be any videos because I'm the only one talking. So, I mean, there is that, I guess.
That is true. Well, you do talk too much, but it's because of your over network.
Yeah,
that's true. Talking to too many people about too much stuff. Yep. All right. So my number 2, I don't know. Now, if you've ever watched our channel, you know that we love games that are not even coming out for like 2 years. We are the channel to go to for new hotness. Now, I think people just get tired of us covering all these new hotness games, you know, like trying to think of a new hotness game. That's how I'm just so tired of talking about it, I can't even think of one right now. But hey, stop bragging on my pixels, dude.
Andrew's local to you.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's down Cincinnati way. We give him your address. I'm going to settle it like juggalos.
Oh, nice. We will. So yeah, I just cover new hotness too much, and people are tired of Call to the Future with my channel, and I think it's just too much. I mean, we already have Man vs. Meeple covering games that are coming out 12 years from now, and they don't want too many channels like that. And I think it's just too much of a good thing as far as awesome new games go. So that's my number 2. Cult of the Future games talked about.
I mean, I think Chip Theory built a time machine just so they could go to the future and bring you games that are coming out for the next couple of years, right?
100%.
Yeah. Famously, that happened. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, everybody knows it. And if you don't, you clearly don't watch the channel.
Jason, I recommend maybe you guys find some older games, even maybe some like weird vintage, like 70s and 80s games. Maybe try some of those out.
I know. I need to. I need to get some of those.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard of them, but you should check out this one. It's Rio Grande. You should check them out.
Oh yeah, I've heard of them. I think they're pretty cool. Yeah.
So I don't know how young people are, but there used to be this thing called malls, and people used to go crazy in them. And so Jason, they made this game called Mall Madness, and it was like an electronic game, and they talk to you and stuff. You should try that out.
That's awesome. I should try that. I'm covering this new game right here. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Elfenland.
Yeah.
It's pretty new. It's fairly new. It's like, I don't know. It's coming out next year, I think. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I think it's coming out in like the next 12 years or so.
Oh my word.
It's the reboot.
Yes.
Oh man, so much jokes. So much jokes.
I know, so many.
Come on, Mike.
Like my number 2. One of the reasons we didn't win a Golden Geek is because we don't have enough good guests. I mean, we've had, in the year and a half that we've been streaming, we've only had 35 guests, Tim. That's it. I mean,
those are rookie numbers. You got to pump those numbers up.
I know. And we haven't had any like industry veterans with like decades of experience in publishing or manufacturing or getting games design. Like, we haven't had publishers or design teams or indie designers. Like, I mean, So we just got to step up our game and get better guests. I guess, I mean,
that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah. I agree.
Don't do it too much though, or people get turned off and you won't win a Golden Geek Award.
Well, that's true. That's true.
We'll start watching their podcasts instead. That's a good call. What we're doing is driving everybody to the Board Game Mechanics. We're losing viewers as we speak.
Hey,
that's what Jason's plan.
Here you go. Here you go, Andrew. How's that for
you? Sans pixels. Your pixel.
I mean, if Jason was doing this intentionally, one might even call it pixel tactics.
Oh.
I'll see myself out.
Our game's not out yet.
Please do.
Jason...
Please do.
That's too old.
Yeah.
I mean, too new. Yeah. So, yeah.
Pixel text is too new.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
It looks fine on my computer, you jerks.
All right. So Mike, you remember how I was telling you that I was like going through reviews, of our channel?
Yes.
Well, I had to take the overwhelming #1 review that was put on there. Now most of these were left by variations of a Dan S or a Daniel S or a D staff, but there was one review that was consistent. There was like 50 of them, and I think it's why we didn't win. It just says Tim's an asshole is the #1. So it's got to be me. It's got to be the reason. That's why I didn't get invited to. It's why I didn't get invited to Jason's last weekend. It's why why I don't get invited to my sister's when Jason's there. That's my reason.
Or when Andrew's there.
Yeah. So it's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
It is pretty suspect though that you never go to your sister's when I'm there. That is weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even have a good reason. Oh yeah. Thanks, Bob. Bob got it. It was friends and family.
Yeah.
Friends and family only. Yeah, I'm generally just an unpleasant person to be around, and so it makes it really, really rough for the
hey Ryan, what's going on?
The Golden Geek. What's up, Ryan?
Welcome.
I am guessing that is a mechanic, one of the riveted.
Yeah, he watches all of mine and my daughter's, well, not all of them, but most of mine and my daughter's playthroughs. He's good human. Good human.
Oh.
Which is one of the reasons we're not getting anywhere, Tim. They're over there playing games, and we're talking about autocomplete.
That's true. That's true. And I have a cute little girl on my episodes as well.
Yeah,
that helps.
Yeah, Mike has an ankle bracelet. You've got a cute girl. It's just
in the right light. That ankle bracelet does look cute, however.
Is that what your PO tells you?
That's funny. All right. So my #1, the reason that I think the ultimate reason that I don't think we won the Golden Geek Award is because we are highly too supportive of Kickstarter. We love the Kickstarter projects that have minis, that have big voluptuous boobies that are not suitable for work. All these like minis that you can take in a dungeon crawl that are wearing nothing but a bikini. We love those too much, and some people just can't handle that type of thing. Katie's the #1 backer. She backs all those projects. She loves them so much.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's her favorite thing.
Game. Yeah, they're her player pieces. They're all purple. She loves the more scantily clad, the better. We talk about that way too much, and people just, I mean, I think they're just tired of it. So that's kind of the ultimate reason is our too much support of scantily clad miniatures and miniature games and Kickstarter projects in general. So
you guys were talking about that on a recent episode, and there was some discussion over like the male version of those things, And I wanted to put, but I couldn't find a good way to type it because I needed to say it so that it could be understood. But I wanted to say, Jason, nobody wants to see mini penises, right? See, it works for the double.
That's true.
Nobody wants to.
Maybe somebody does.
I mean, we're not going to kink shame Bob's OnlyFans, but we're just saying that for the most part, I know. I don't think that's what he was referencing when he made that comment, but it still applies.
Bob's here for the micro penises. Alrighty.
No, mini penises, because they're miniatures.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh no, Ryan.
Penis miniatures?
Yeah. Miniature penises. Nobody wants to see.
Speaking of that, this is a little off topic, but did you ever see that game that was on Kickstarter where they were all the player pieces were like little penises, and you were traveling the penises around the map trying to take different actions? Did you see that?
Secret Cabal talked about it.
They tried to send me a copy. I almost did it because I was curious, but
oh wow!
I should have.
You should have.
I should have.
How do you not? Oh my gosh!
I couldn't do it.
Oh my gosh! When it showed up, you should have been like, "Hey, Katie, can you open that one up for me? I think that one's for you." I think it's a new one from Japanime Games.
It did look like it could have been from them.
Crack that one open. See what it's up. It is funny though, because you guys do love you some Tantakoro, and
we do.
That game's a little spicy.
It is a little bit, but again, it looks like you're staring at the pervy art, but you're really just looking at the text.
I'm trying to read the tiny, because I played that with you guys.
You're like, what does it say?
I'm poking my eyes out here.
Yep.
So yeah, you guys just love the overproduced Kickstarter, lots of minis, capital D Lux versions.
Triple D.
Yeah. Triple D. All right, Mike, top that. And you better not be Tim's an asshole, because that one's mine. Oh, you're still muted. You're still muted.
Well, I'm over here.
You're always talking while you're muted.
I'm over here. That's one reason. And actually, it summarizes it. It's going to sound familiar. I'm the reason, Tim.
Oh.
I am the reason. And that's because, I saw how poor quality our show started. And so I buy a laptop so that I can add graphics. And then I started making graphics and then using them to promote the channel on our Facebook group. Gross. And then I started making graphics to actually put a calendar of guests so that people would know when our shows are coming out and what guests to expect. And I think that's just too much for people. They'd rather just guess who's going to be on the show than know ahead of time. It's just too much information. Not to mention, I'm constantly in our Discord. Nobody can actually be texting that often. I think people assume that I am actually just a me bot. And so I've ruined the authentic factor that we had by promoting our show constantly, and it's just in people's face all the time.
You could have just said ruined by being there. That would have sufficed. But I guess the bot thing, everybody's anti-AI. They assume Mike is AI.
Yeah. It's if you didn't get an answer within 5 minutes, the Mike bot, it must be defective.
I was going to say, Mike, don't steal my thunder, but you know what? You can have that one. I'll let you have that one.
I saved it for number one.
Mike's real number one is because nobody on your channel plays Feld games other than him.
Oh,
hey! I'm scooping up a Feld game at IndieCon.
He's getting La Isla for $5. It's out of print.
That's how much I got it for. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get it though before it came out? You did, right? Back
12
Cult
years
of the
before.
New. Yeah. Cult of the New.
No, Lays was great. Lays was great.
Yeah, that's also true. Tim bot. I think that's a bot in the Discord. Yeah, that's it. I am a very poorly generated AI personality. That explains all the stuff. So yeah, we've got a minute. Jason's got a few minutes. We can run through again really fast our top 5 reasons, and then Mike, I'll get into the reviews that were left on the channel, which might also explain why we didn't win a Golden Geek.
Okay.
The reviews, I cannot believe you don't know where to find. You claim to do all this work on the channel and you can't find where the reviews are.
Know what reviews you're talking about specifically?
They're on there very specifically. Okay.
On BGG?
Yeah, BGG on YouTube. You can find them all right there.
Okay.
Anyways, I'll run through my top 5 really fast, and then we'll go to Jason, and then we'll go. I don't know who this is, but this is making me laugh so hard.
Captain Birdseye.
Is Katie on this channel? Is Katie commenting?
I don't know. That would be funny. I don't know if she dropped the F-bomb, but that is pretty funny.
Thin. It needs trimmed a bit. I actually don't like it long. Some people love their long beards. As soon as I start getting food in my beard, I'm usually out. But
Mike, you gotta trim that up, man.
Yeah.
You're starting to look homeless. Anyways, my top 5 real quick. I'll bust through them really fast. Number 5 reason why we didn't win a Golden Geek is overall lack of interest. Not on my part, but like on the viewership. Number 4, we aren't the Dice Tower. I know that's a surprise. We do have some personalities and stuff that mimic that, but not enough. Number 3 is the 2-parter. It is because I don't like Foundations of Rome, and not enough special effects on Mike's side. That's a huge problem. I'm over here raving it up, and Mike's just there with his, bear beard.
I love it. Mike's got the low effort fireworks from YouTube. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's like something I would do. I appreciate it. I love it.
Yeah. Number 2 reason, the hosts are just bad. Just flat out bad. Not good hosts. Not interesting. We're boring. That's
trying to liven it up, man. We're boring.
There you go. And the number 1 reason why we didn't win a Golden Geek is because Tim's an asshole, and generally does not get along with people. I hear that a lot.
Go to his sister's house and play games with people. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's true too.
All right, so my number 5 is I network too much. I care too much. I try too hard. I am too professional, way too professional. Like I have so many pixels that I need to lend Andrew a couple. My episodes are dropped too consistently and too regularly, and some people that's just intimidating.
Obnoxious.
And I talk about number 2 is I talk about too much new hotness. It's time to get some old and busted crusty Euros
all the time
on the channel. All the time. No more new hotness.
No.
And number 1, I like scantily clad booby minis from Kickstarter too much, and we spend too much time highlighting those on the channel. And Katie is a big fan, and she won't shut up about them. So there we go. There's my 5 reasons why I didn't want to go forward.
A lot of your pixel budget goes to booby minis. I mean, let's be real.
That's true. I don't need to buy pixels. I need to buy some boobies.
Yeah, you should. He's got a streaming area, but he's got a whole separate room just full of booby miniatures. Like, I mean,
Mike saw it. He knows. He knows what's up.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, Bob! Dang, Bob, that's missed opportunity.
Oh,
the number 1 reason. Not enough votes.
That's clearly not the reason.
Yeah,
Didn't even think of that.
Listen.
That down.
I called the district attorney of Atlanta, of Georgia, and was like, "You got to find me like 64,000 votes. I am trying to win this thing," and it just did not come through. I cannot believe that didn't work.
They got mailed in overnight.
Yeah, I mean, we were voting early.
Just wait till about 2 a.m. They'll show up.
Yeah, right next to your episode.
No, that will never come out.
Oh my God.
Now, Mike, I think before you do your list, you're going to have to start it on mute and then unmute yourself halfway through.
Oh, okay. That's a good point. All right. So my number is oh wait, hold on. So my number 5 is that we don't play any games on the show. You know, we're not playing Mall Madness with our cute daughter. We are just talking about dumb stuff for 4 hours and then forcing people to sit through autocomplete. That's number 5. Number 4 is dumb lists like this one. Like, nobody cares why we didn't win a Golden Geek or what small box games we like or our top 100 games of all time. Like, who cares?
Yeah, no one cares about that.
Yeah, really dumb topic ideas. My number 3 is too much free stuff. Nobody likes free games. Nobody would like the Frosthaven we gave away or the Castles of Burgundy special edition that we gave away that showed up at the store 3 months before I got mine. Nobody cares about the 60 games we gave away at Gen Con. So too many free giveaways. Number 2, just too many guests. We've had 35 different guests on the show. We're just diluting our brand.
Not counting Friendsgiving.
Yeah, that's not even counting Friendsgiving. I mean, just too many people. It's hard to concentrate and like figure out like who's actually on the channel. Too many cooks in the kitchen is what it is. And then number 1, it's a me thing. I bought a laptop to get these awesome special effects like this 24-hour confetti video here. Making our thumbnails better and putting out these calendars to remind people of the guests that we have coming up. Like, I would rather just guess. Like, just show up Wednesday and see who's there. You don't have to tell me in advance. So there you go. My 5 reasons.
You missed Jason busted out some special effects while you were going through your list, and they were incredible.
Awesome. It was high quality.
Oh, I did see
I had some J.J. Abrams lens flare going on over there. I felt like I was watching Firefly and woo.
I mean,
snap. All right.
Did you really pay for this?
No.
Okay, good.
Jim says number 5.
I was going to say, come on, man. You can get that for free.
Hey, I mean, according to the chat, I heard not enough couch mic and too much couch mic. So what is just enough couch mic? That's the question.
I think you peaked when you were couch mic. You got up and you didn't have on pants. True story.
That's a true story.
And back to micro penis.
Number 2 reason we're not bitter enough. Yeah, we don't go negative very often. This show is this, and I don't look at this episode as being like negative as much as self-reflection. This is a positive thing.
Yes.
Hey, let's hope number 2 is not talking about me.
Yeah, no doubt. Number 3, Tim is always right. That is a problem. And if you log into our Discord and you join, you will get that notification that says, reminder, Tim is always right. That's a problem. Oh, hold on. Number 2, crappy guest, present company excluded.
I don't know. He probably hates my pixels as well.
Well, Jim was a guest. Oops. And then, yeah, my cheap whiskey selections are, I'm not as cheap. Ironically, I'm not as cheap as Jason or Mike, but I guess I am that cheap when it comes to buying whiskey. So, I mean, now hold on. I don't want to throw Jason under the bus. This man famously overpays for like a lot of Kickstarters. We all know that. If you listen to the show,
I just said that.
So, Yeah, Aaron says not enough support for my love of cannibalism. Look, I don't personally love cannibalism. I love games that incorporate cannibalism. You make one food game based list, and they just happen to have a sprinkle of cannibalism, or every game has it, but like just like a tiny little seasoning, and then everybody thinks you're Army Hammer all of a sudden. Yeah, Barry believes me. See, he's supporting me. But yeah, those are all very valid reasons. Oh, see, Aaron, thank you. Cannibals are a dying breed. Well, they're a hungry breed.
They must not eat enough.
Very hungry breed. But Jason, this was a really fun reason to have you on the show, man. Like, really glad you came on to do this with us. Super fun.
Super serious.
Very serious. I hate joking around with you. It's terrible. It's like
I hate it. I'm always serious on our channel. I don't know if you ever watch it. It's always serious.
Yeah. Oh, real quick. While I got music guys on the channel, real quick. I've been aware of this musical documentary, and I know there's 3 of them, 3 parts, but I finally just started watching The Decline of Western Civilization Part 1. Have you ever seen that? Are you aware of that? Mm-hmm. So it's like a part 1 is like basically a film crew goes and like hangs out with like late 70s, early 80s punk bands, like the Germs and Black Flag and like stuff like that. And it's crazy. Like the LA punk scene in the early 80s was an insane place. So you don't even have to like punk music to just kind of appreciate like the weirdness of it, but I'm digging it quite a bit.
I've been listening to a lot of NoFX this week and Lagwagon and all that kind of stuff. Me First and the Gimme Gimme, so I'm gonna have to check that out.
Okay.
Yeah. I do like some punk. I do like some
punk.
NoFX. How about that?
And this isn't like this is like real punk. Like people that are like, I like Green Day, that's punk. I'm like, oh, go away. Go away. You can like Green Day, just don't call them punk. Please just don't call them punk.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they were punk before they got signed, but then they were not punk. Very quickly.
Like the Dead Kennedys. Now that's punk right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Andrew, thank you, Andrew. Andrew, go put on your sleeves and play Predecessor. But he must be waiting for a match to start. But yeah, strongly recommend The Downfall of Western Civilization. I'll message you later where I was watching it streaming, in case you have that.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll check it out.
In case you have that service. But pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. Just like, again, dirty, grungy punks. Early 80s punk scene. Really crazy.
Yeah, the germs are a mess. That's a mess right there. Yeah. Oh, The Downfall of Pompeii, slightly less popular punk documentary. I do recommend that game. I'm working on getting one, Bob. I'm almost getting one. I almost have one in the cart.
I love that game so much. I just need to have my own copy of it. Thank you, Jim. He's on.
There we go. Bringing it all together.
He is.
I feel like he's personally attacking me with all of his comments.
Who, Jim? Oh, with the bad guests?
Bad guests, dirty punk. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're fine with that. You take offense to that, but the pixel thing you're cool with?
Oh. I know that's true.
Oh, fair. Right. I mean, that was the booby budget. Right. So I get it.
Yeah, we might have to add an honorable mention for Jason is easily offended.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
Easily.
You know, Jason, your channel might do better if you try to play like just one. Pick any one Martin Wallace game. I think if you played a Martin Wallace game, it might like turn your whole head around and you might really like start to enjoy board games.
Yeah,
I heard they were pretty good. Yeah, I had to try one. He has one
Just
called like
one.
London or something that's pretty. I've heard it's pretty good.
There's one called Brass. It's not rated very high, but you could try that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It only gets a rating of 1, so it obviously must not be.
I just got this new game here.
Dude, that's the best
Brand
art
new.
I've ever seen. They don't even do. Is that Ian O'Toole or is that Vincent Dutray art?
I think that's Andrew
I think I drew this.
Isn't it?
Oh.
We probably shouldn't insult him like that.
No doubt. No doubt.
What did I just do? I'm an idiot. Technical issues.
And now we don't get guests anymore because we crapped on the brass box art. I think it's fair to say that in the future, the games are just going to look different. I know what it is. That's a prototype. It's so far into the future. That's a prototype. Yeah, that's just some AI generated, like.
That's AI art.
Here we go. Thank you, Chris.
This is
bringing us back down to earth.
That's right. This is we do suck. That's why we can't win any Golden Geeks.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to lay out exactly what a Golden Geek is?
I mean, isn't it an award given by?
It's like those
Boardgame Geek.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like those trophies on Whose Line Is It Anyway, where you get you get points, but they don't matter. That's basically what a Golden Geek is.
Yeah.
They give you an award for opinions. Yeah.
Yeah.
People's opinions on games and podcasts. You get an award.
It's a popularity contest, like most awards are. That's why we're goofing around.
Yeah. I think the Silver Geek might be a little lofty for us. I think we need to get more down to like a Mud Geek or maybe a Wrought Iron Geek. Something.
I need like Poop Geek or something like
Poop Geek. Yeah.
A Brown Geek.
Calm down, Mike. Calm down. Yeah, Lead Geek. There we go. That's better. That's heavy, man. That is heavy.
To be fair, Justin, I don't really pay that much attention to it either. So that's why we sort of are pretending to care just for the sake of this video.
Hold on. I will say that if by some reason we actually won one, I'd care. I'd care a lot.
Oh, it would be the greatest thing ever. But
I'd be insufferable.
Not winning, don't care.
I'd be insufferable. Mike, I would have to sleep in your guest room because my wife wouldn't be able to put up with me if we'd actually won one.
Well, your head wouldn't fit through the front door.
Why do you think I shave it?
So my plan is I want to just make my podcast last for like 50 years. So eventually everybody else will have already won the award. And I'm the only one left. There we go. I'm playing the long game.
There you go.
Well, you're stealing material for future podcasts, Jason. We're going to talk about what we need to do to win a Golden Geek.
There you go. I just gave you your number one.
Outlast the competition.
Outlast. It's a war of attrition.
See, my goal was to bully my way onto the BGG board of whatever, and then just force myself into winning. The other thing we could do, and this is viable, is just walk around and tell everybody we won. We won. Yeah, that's fake. That's fake. We didn't win. No, that's fake news. We actually won. You'll see. We've got a date that you can find on a website. It begins with a Q, and it's anonymous, so you can just say what you want there. But we're going to announce the date where the real Golden Geek winner comes out. It will be us, and then we'll be promoted to King of the Geeks. So, yeah. Bob, you're right. Consent is usually better. But
it's recommended.
One thing you learned in the music industry is stay away from clicks. Do they exist in this industry? I guess they kind of do, but with the designers and the publishers, it's usually more positive. And I will say with content creators, it's kind of hit and miss. I've met some amazing other content creators, and I've also met Jason. No, I'm just kidding. But I have met a couple larger content creators that are a little big timey, and that's all I'll say. But for the most part, everybody is just very excited and trying to promote each other and stuff like that.
True.
And yeah, that's my favorite Seppi Yoon quote. Consent is sexy. Because he says it in his co-op. If you're going to use somebody else's ability, you need to ask, because consent is sexy. So it's good stuff. And Justin, right back at you.
Hey.
He's doing good things. Justin is also a musician, Jason. You guys would get along.
Oh, nice. Sweet.
And a game designer. Maybe you should talk. But yeah.
If my podcast was better, I would probably have people on to do interviews. But I mean, it's just I'm too busy networking to actually make decisions on interviews.
It's true.
So,
hey, we heard from the number one. I won't say the name, but I'll let you draw your own conclusion. We heard from the number one board game YouTuber. Interviews are a waste of time.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
But not for us. Not for us, because we suck. So
all it is basically about building relationships. That's it.
100%.
What it's for.
Yeah. I
was just going to click that.
Yeah,
that's
definitely
true.
Don't have us on.
I will definitely not let them on. That's true.
Jim's asking.
No, it was not during an interview, so it wasn't like we pissed somebody off so bad. They're like, these are a waste of time. No, this person probably would never come on a show, and that's fine. No. And then, Justin, I guess it is really, that's a really good way to say it. It's about the community. And I will say that board game designers and a lot of the publishers that I've met, they are very interested in cultivating a really nice and positive community. There's a few outliers, right? There's a few bad apples, but for the most part, everybody's pretty cool. So
yeah, definitely. Lots of great people in the industry for sure.
I probably need to jump off here.
That's fine, Jason. Thank you so much. It was good to see you. Maybe next time I'll get an invite to your house for board games. Or maybe next time I'll show up to my sister's house when you're there.
Yeah, it's like you're not going to show up, so who cares if I invite you?
Don't worry, it's 100% you and not because I have family obligations.
I'm sure it is 100% me. I got it. I
know. Jason, thanks for carving out a few minutes for us between all those publisher emails you got to send out.
He's so busy.
That's true. I got like 14 emails right now. I got to go.
He's got to go do like 7 shows. He's got to drop them. Tell Katie we said hi, and I'll see you later, Jay. Thanks for coming on, man.
Right. See you guys later.
That was awesome, Jason. Thank you, buddy. Oh, good stuff.
Oh my God. I love Jason so much. He's so funny. Okay, Mike.
So I was just gonna say real quickly that Bob and I did make the trip over to Jason's house. They live in small town Ohio.
Address?
About a 4-hour drive from here. And we got some gaming in. We played Vinhos, Let's Go to Japan, Septima, Rococo, Downfall of Pompeii, Return to Dark Tower, Chinatown, London, and After Us. It was an epic weekend of gaming.
Mike, 2 questions.
Yes.
And you have to answer them. Best game you played out of those?
The best game I played out of those is going to be a new to me or just in general. Because I love After Us and I played that, but you already knew that.
So. Yeah, but is that the best one out of that list? Is that the one you love the most?
No. It's between Rococo and Vinhos. Rococo was excellent.
Now you pissed off Chris.
Vinhos.
Don't say the Vinhos.
Yeah, I know. This is why we can't get any votes.
Justin, really glad to have you here, man. Second question.
We're awesome. Yes.
Second question. What was the worst game you played out of those?
Wow. So Return to Dark Tower.
What?
It's okay.
I like
it. It's okay. I'd rather play like Defenders of the Realm.
Okay, fair.
I think that's better. Not that like I disliked Return to Dark Tower. It just wasn't, it wasn't great.
Well, listen, you could have played, let's just say you played 10 games, okay? I'm just throwing that number out. Let's just say you named 10 games. You could have loved all of them, and just the 10th one was your least favorite out of ones you all love,
Yes,
so
yes.
It's a jacked up question.
Although I want to add another one because this one is new. The other one was Septima.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Metal coins, I was so excited for that game to try to finally play that game. And Bob and I even played the demo at Gen Con. So I think like 2 Gen Cons ago. So I think that made me even more excited because I enjoyed that. But then like, it's got cool mechanics. It feels very repetitive. It feels like you would be doing the exact same thing every time you play it. I don't see a lot of variability, and the mechanics are cool, but just not the sum of its parts. Bob and I wanted to push to play it because we both backed it. We're gonna get out a review soon, but it wasn't great.
Bye, Jazz. Barry, we're gonna get to your question. Barry wants to know best survival non-zombie game. 2 come to mind immediately. Both are super difficult, and I have not won either of them. Oh, no, I've got it, and I have won it once. I know what my favorite one is. The Grizzled. The Grizzled is my favorite survival. You may not think of it as a survival game, but it is a very difficult playing card. You are trying to play cards you've got to play cards with certain symbols. It's really tough. It's got amazing art. It's like a French artist. It's like that. It's very true to like that World War I style of cartoon art, which again applies because the theme and it takes place during World War I. The other ones that I had thought of were like Robinson Crusoe and This War of Mine. Both very, very difficult survival co-op, no zombies. Mike, do you have any on your list or just off the dome?
Wow. Here's the thing. I don't think I've played a lot of games that actually qualify.
Fair.
It's just not a game type I really seeked out. And so I honestly can't think of any. I'm no help here.
No, that's fine. Mike, are you ready for the reviews?
I really am. I do want to say real quick, since we got a bunch of people watching at the moment. 1, give us a thumb if you haven't already. We really appreciate it. Helps the algorithm. Number 2, we have a slight change to our guest next week. So originally we were going to have Sean Jacquemin. If you don't know, he is the marketing director for Burnt Island Games and also Kids Table Board Gaming. They make tons of awesome games.
Oh my God.
And we've been talking to Sean since Gen Con of last year. Great guy. He had something come up. So instead, we're having Yuval, and I'm sorry, Grinspoon. I don't know how to say his last name. Yuval is the designer for How to Save a World. That is the upcoming game coming to Kickstarter for Burnt Island Games. So he's going to come on next week. We're actually going to do, and I don't think I've told Tim yet. Wait, I did. We're going to do our top 5 space games. So we've done that list before, but it was over a year ago. We'll have different answers, so it's not going to be like you're watching the same list over and over again. But we're excited about that because we're going to be doing a preview for How to Save a World. That is Burnt Island's next big game, and we're excited to preview that and talk to Yuval about his design process and all that good stuff.
So Burnt Island used to be Kids Table Board Games, right? Same thing.
I think there's the same company.
Yeah,
they're same owners but different companies, I guess is what I meant to say.
Oh, Jim loves him some Last Light as
Last
far
Light's
as
very good.
Space game. Yeah, it's great. This is going to be a fun list. I'm going to get a little hipster with it.
It'll be fun.
And it's going to be all Star Wars games. Just kidding.
So there you go. Just wanted to plug what's going on the channel for next week. So
yes, continuing our tradition of uninteresting and not exciting guests to have on the show, right? Yeah.
It's kind of cool because we met Yuval personally at Origins last year. And I'll never forget this. He made this joke about, we were asking his name, and he didn't want to give it at first. And then I was like, no, what's your name? He says, well, you're not going to remember it anyway. And then he tells us his name. And here we are having him on the show, and we remember his name.
Yeah, so. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. I mean, all jokes aside, whatever, Golden Geek, it would have been amazing to actually win. We know it's a whole, it's a whole thing. And we're going to keep plugging away whether we win awards or not. You guys being here is why we do it. And it keeps feeding the beast. Mike and I love it. After every time we log off, we sign off from here, Mike and I talk for like 15, 20 minutes, almost minimum. Doesn't matter how tired we are. We're just like, oh, that was so much fun. That was a great show. Really excited, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so thank you guys. But I will
for showing up. We have way more viewers than I thought we would for what I considered maybe like a throwaway topic. We were like, let's just try this and see what happens. And a bunch of you showed up to watch it, and we appreciate it.
Thank you, Jim. If anything, I'm consistent, Jim. If anything, I'm consistent. Let me just say that. Okay, so are you ready? Are you ready for the reviews that I found?
Yes.
Okay. So some of these reviews, and I think this might be indicators that we wouldn't have won the Golden Geek. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So somebody by the username of Boardgames, it's Bagames. They commented, "I'd rather be playing Munchkin." That was their review of our channel. So I don't know what their problem is with Munchkin, but there's somebody that goes by the moniker of Syracuse Mike. They commented, "Why? Just why? Question mark, exclamation point." So, I mean, maybe they just didn't know. There was a C. Charlwood that commented. He said, "Not enough love letter." I think that that's maybe we should play some more love letters.
This is so ironic. That's
totally different person.
Last name here. Okay.
Totally different person.
And he wants to know where these reviews are at so he can add one.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, you'll have to find them. So a J Smith, or maybe it's J Smith, but I think it's just Smith. They said too many minis. I think we just talked about too many games with miniatures. I'm pretty sure. We got a publisher that commented here. Third World Studios. They said, "Who gave these guys a show?" Question mark. There's another one that's from Dra Road. It's J and then Road, like RHODE. Road. Not enough autocomplete. They are playing it wrong. That was that person's review. So apparently there is an autocomplete lover, and we're playing it wrong.
That's well.
And the last
it a 10 on BGG.
the last one, I think they need to consider changing their username. And I have to imagine that they had this new username before like 2020, but it's Pandemic Lover 69. I think they shouldn't love the pandemic anymore. But they just commented bald. That's it. Which I can't help but feel like it's directed at me. Just bald. That's it. Nothing else. So those are some reviews that I read that I feel like might have also just been indicators that we weren't going to win a Golden Geek.
That is a very good indicator. I think you're right about that.
I can't believe you couldn't find these, Mike.
Yeah,
they're very clearly right here, written down in front of me.
I mean, with comments like this, you really wonder why people even watch.
I know, right? I think it's hate watching. It's like Republicans watching Hamilton or Taylor Swift
or CNN
or hate watching.
I think what it is it's people that actually don't like the show that watch it to pump up the algorithm, so it's fed to more people and they're forced to watch it.
Yeah, it's
the same thing.
I mean, as a hipster, I get watching stuff ironically. So yeah, it's like, well, I don't watch it because it's good. It is part of Chris's community service that he has to do for all of those things. You know what you did. Hey, Bob and I are on the wavelength. Yeah, and some are even going through the replays. It's terrible. Why would anybody go and catch up the next day, Mike? Ridiculous. It might be a form of, I know that there's some Eastern countries that do like caning, and then there's some Eastern countries that make people watch our show. Especially the live streams, as punishment. I think most people would opt for the caning, and things like that. So don't spray paint walls. I don't know that that's still a thing, but I remember in the 90s that happened. And so it will forever be a thing.
I mean, really only people within our friend circle local to us in Indiana watch our show. I mean, we've been trying to branch out to other states, but we just not getting any traction.
Oh, I did see one more review. There was it was from a J Guggen Gogflan, and they said their mom must work in a Verizon and is subscribed on all of the phones in the store. So I think that's the other review we've gotten. Which would explain why we have like 5,600 subs. Oh God, that's really dark.
Wow.
That is so dark.
Yeah, we've got somebody on the inside. We've got somebody at the manufacturing plant making the phone and also creating a Gmail account and instantly subscribing that Gmail account to our show. That's actually 90% of our growth.
Yeah, very limited traction.
Yeah.
Abroad and locally. It's really tough.
I love that we basically were able to lay it on this thick for this long and have this many people come to watch it. I love it.
Dude, this is so much fun. I love it. I absolutely love it. Here's the thing is when we talked about, I really, and we talked about this a little bit last week. I want to have a game designer on and I want to have them read reviews of their show.
Yes.
So my reviews were inspired by that, right?
Yes.
So I want to do that with like real reviews because I think that would be fun. And obviously it needs to be good spirited, you know what I mean? Like and everybody just with a positive attitude. No, we will not accept positive reviews. And I will not.
Of course.
I will not provide sources for where I found these reviews that I've been reading. No matter how hard Mike pushes me, I will not tell him where I found them. And I will not tell him that I've been writing them since Sunday when we locked down this topic. But no, yeah. I love this, man. It's so much fun.
Steph, of course, we will encourage any feedback that you've got, good or bad. Justin, actually, what we want to do is kind of like when celebrities read mean tweets on the Jimmy Fallon show. We want to have a designer on the show, and we're going to read to them the bad reviews about their game and give them the platform to defend themselves or roll with the punches or really say whatever they want and just see their live reaction.
Yeah.
Kimmel, I don't know. It was somebody.
No, yeah, I think it was Kimmel.
Talk show host that I don't watch.
And yeah, Wayne, we'll take a lukewarm review. I don't want to take a positive one. Yeah.
We've got some ideas of who we're going to start with. I don't want to throw anybody out there.
We haven't asked anybody yet, so we've got to be careful. We haven't asked
anyone, so we're not going to ask now. But we've got some candidates for this that we think will handle it well. We're not trying to get anybody like upset or hurt. We want it to be fun, just like normal. So,
and I will say, oh. It's funny you say that, Barry.
Barry, he's a candidate. He is a candidate.
I was just messaging Evan today because I will be acquiring a Kickstarter version of After the Empire, and I'm very excited. I messaged Evan and was like, you better get your autograph hand ready because I just got a Kickstarter version and I expect you to sign it. Oh, Kim, no. Yeah, Jason.
Just missed it.
You should have known that old juggalo needed to be done by 9 o'clock. He's got a bedtime.
And dozens of publishers to email. Lucky he squeezed us in.
He's very busy out there self-promoting.
Tim, kind of funny. So Bob and I were actually in Ohio this weekend. We did some gaming with the Smiths.
And you didn't reach out to Kim? Rude.
Well, no. So we did a lot of gaming this weekend. And I actually found a place to stay for Nerdapalooza. Buck Creek State Park, not too far away. So when you got a date for that thing, I already got accommodations.
Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. If you guys don't know Kim Breeze, you guys need to go and learn about Tabletop Rebellion. She's been on here before. You will not
great show.
You will not meet a nicer human being. Just connecting to here to Mike. Yeah, I mean, the wonderful thing about having Mike as a co-host is I can say all of those terrible things and Mike can say all of those things and we are unfazed. So it is good to have somebody that can just roll with the really idiotic comments that I consistently make. So thank you, Mike, for being there for that.
Tim laughs at the idiotic memes that I scrounge up all day long.
Well, I genuinely enjoy them. Is the problem.
Yeah, Kim, that's actually what we did. I pulled the camper down there. We stayed at Buck Creek State Park.
Yeah, because it was far enough from schools that both him and Bob were allowed to be there. Hey, yo.
Maybe pull an Airbnb, but yeah, when you got a camper to pull, it's kind of nice and it's a lot cheaper. Yep.
Justin, love you, buddy. We'll see you, man.
For sure.
Oh yeah, we could change. We could lose all our viewership right now and start talking about the NFL draft.
We'd lose people pretty quick. Yes.
I won't go into it. Mike.
Yeah. Yes.
We will take advantage of maybe the opportunity to do a 2-hour show tonight. which is rare for us. But
why don't? Yes. We didn't discuss what we were. There is autocomplete. We haven't talked about what games we've played lately. It's been a while.
Your list would be the whole thing.
Well, you've been playing some review games, though.
A lot of my games have been preview games, so they're games that are coming. I guess I could talk about those.
I mean, they're all games that are coming to Kickstarter, so maybe people would like to hear about those. I don't know. It was a thought. We're gonna at least give you a couple hours, so we got like 30 minutes to kill here.
Okay. Why don't you give a relatively brief review of some of the stuff you've been playing? I'll run through some of the stuff I've been playing.
Okay.
And then we can maybe do an autocomplete card or two.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we can alternate if you want. Yes, all those. So we played a buttload. So the first thing that we agreed to play was Vinos, and Jason had it set up Friday night. We got there a little bit later than I wanted because we had to stop and change a tire on the way.
Oh no, dude.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad though. Luckily, Bob is a good sport, and we hammered it out pretty quick. But Vinos was one of my favorite games we played this weekend. That is one of the OG Lacerda games, originally published in 2010. Wow, is that game good. And I think what I like so much about Vinos is one thing I talk about when it comes to heavy games is they take longer to learn, they take longer to play, and they cost more. Does every heavy game have to take forever to play? No. Vinos doesn't, and that's why I loved it.
Wow.
We played a 4-hour game with a teach, and we were done within 2.5 hours with the teach.
Hell yeah. That's great.
Which means that if you get the game down and you know the rules and you can play it 2 players, you can easily play that game in an hour, and you will have experienced a very good, crunchy game. I thoroughly enjoyed Vinos. I like that theme. I've been wanting to play that for a long time. It did not disappoint.
Love it. Love it. I've heard Jason and Katie talk about Vinos on their podcast for ages. So I'm glad that everything is everything is. That's a autocomplete card. I'm glad that somebody else also felt like it lived up to the hype. So
really, really good. And we played the 2010 version, not the Eagle Griffin 2016 version. And I think that version even holds up well. Like, I wasn't even like, oh, this needs a deluxe version. No, never thought that at all. I'm like, wow, this game has great art. Yeah, probably so. I don't know whether to include the H or not, or go long O.
I think it's Vinos. Vinos. You don't say Vinhos. I think you say Vinos.
I don't think there's a yo in there.
Vinos.
I don't think so. I think it would have the inya if it had that pronunciation. Let's see, that night. Okay, here's some hotness. We played Let's Go to Japan. This is a very new tableau builder. And it was really unique. You have to assign, you're kind of planning out your touristy week in Japan, and you're traveling back and forth between Kyoto and Tokyo, and you're kind of set collecting while you're doing so, kind of collecting sets and chasing tags, and it was good. It was unique. I like the theme. Then Rococo. Holy crap. I'm so glad I finally played that game. What an amazing deck builder, Tim. Oh my word. When you buy a new card, you get to use it that round. So
what?
You can combo this together. You can buy a card and then instantly use it your next turn. Buy a card and then use that card on your next turn. It combos so well. It's really awesome. And some of the cards like feel so OP. I got the card, I loaded up on gold, or Bagos. I loaded up on Bagos, and then I was able to buy points. It was like 3 Bagos per point. and I threw like 67 Bagos at that thing and scored 23 points in my last turn.
Wow.
Lost. So like the card I thought was OP wasn't because I lost. That's the sign of a good game when you think your card, oh my God, this feels so OP, and then you don't win.
Well, it's crazy, Mike, because normally you don't like games with really good combos, like firing off all the time. So it's really weird that you liked Rococo, but I'm really glad that broke the mold for you.
Yeah, really good, really good. I'll do a couple more real fast. Because it's new, Hotness Septima. It was just okay. Bob and I are gonna do a review. We'll get some of the other guys to play it. We might force them to sit through it, but I'm kind of disappointed by
here's
it.
the thing. I would like to play it. It is a hot game. I feel like we should do a review of that. We do benefit from you and Bob knowing how to play it. So maybe, and sometimes you never know though, right? Sometimes your second or third experience with a game changes a little bit. And this isn't a comment on who you were playing with, but also sometimes playing games with different people give you a different experience. There are people that I genuinely love with all of my heart that I hate playing games with. So I shouldn't say hate playing games with, but there are games that I played with them that I'm like, that's a terrible experience. I don't want to play that game ever again with you, but I'll play something else.
Yeah, Eric, I love the art and the theme. I even downloaded the wallpapers that Mind Clash sent that you could that they sent to backers. That you could put like on your phone, and I had that as like my wallpaper for a little bit. I love the art and the theme a lot, but yeah, there's just some mechanics that kind of fell flat for me. Like the witch hunting mechanic, I sort of felt like, okay, if the witch hunter catches you and you have witch apprentices, you'll just lose one of your witches. If you don't, you lose 5 points. So just lose one of the witches, and it's sort of inconsequential. So that sort of makes the whole like track of the witch hunters chasing you sort of not matter. I let them catch me over and over and over, and I stayed right in the game. That mechanic didn't seem that impactful to me.
That's rough.
So I hope it's better in a second play, but I'm struggling with it. I'm struggling.
Maybe.
And then I'll wrap this up real quick, Tim. I love Chinatown, and I finally got to play that
Chinatown.
again.
Oh my God, I love that game.
I definitely enjoyed it more than the rest of them because the other three are not negotiation fans, but they had a good time. Like we were wheeling and dealing and stuff's going on the whole game. And I just like how everybody's involved in the game the entire time. Everybody's talking, everybody's involved. Very simple mechanics. It's a player game. You're playing the players, and I love games like that. Return to Dark Tower was okay, just not my style of game. London, a very old Martin Wallace game, was fantastic. I've played that before. We even did a list before about the best games with the worst art, and it made my list. And so I asked Jason to play it. It did not disappoint.
Hey, what up, James? Everybody, I just listened to a really good Board Game Binge podcast today. Just gonna say, for no particular reason. I'm not saying that because anybody commented on the show. But yeah,
I did want to go back to this, Andrew. Yes, so Water Park, it's a bit more forgiving. So in Chinatown, you can only create one set out of each goods, except for like the threes, but all the fours, fives, and sixes, you only get one set. So once you get past one person has made a set, it's kind of almost pointless to keep collecting that good. But Water Park gives you 2 complete sets, and also the board is arranged on hexes. So instead of there only being 2 or 3 or 4 neighbors, there's up to, of course, 5 neighbors on each, 6 on each. So again, it's a lot more forgiving. That's all I really know. Different theme, same designer, and they made the art and theme a lot more approachable.
There you go.
And then, of course, we wrapped up with After Us, and we talk about that all the time. It's amazing and awesome, Eric. I have Carpe Diem back here somewhere, and I really need to play it because I'm a huge Feld fan. It's sitting in Shrink, unfortunately. So there you go. That's what I've been
Nobody's
playing.
perfect. Okay. Some of the things we've been playing. We played now this is out. And we'll have a video coming soon for it, but we played Fractured Sky from IV Games. I've heard mixed things on it. We had a pretty good experience with it. The economy feels a little tight. I feel like if we might house rule the economy a little bit in playing Fractured Sky, but overall had a good time with it. Thought it was pretty good. There are a few games that will be coming to Kickstarter that we've been playing. So yeah, like we're going to be like Board Game Mechanics real quick and talk about some games that aren't out yet. But there is a game that we're going to do a video for on Sunday that I'm really excited about. It's called Blackbeard's Lost Fleet. And in this, it's sort of like it's a deck building game, Mike, with multi-use cards, territory control. There's tracks. There's multiple paths to victory, depending on how you move up the tracks. There's some blind bidding. So you are trying to put, there's cards that are going to let you like either deploy pirates onto a ship or move pirates. Okay. Moving pirates are not just your own. They're anybody's pirates on any ship. And then, because basically what's happening is there's 9 ships in Blackbeard's fleet. Nix, what's up? There's 9 ships in Blackbeard's fleet, and that's like the round timer. Each round there's going to be a mutiny on one of those ships because Blackbeard is missing. So we're all different pirates trying to take control of his fleet because he's gone. So, but the game can end before you get through all 9 rounds, right? So when you do a mutiny, it's a combination of territory control on the ship, the most pirates, and then you're going to bid gold secretly, blind bidding, to add to your combat power, basically. Another thing is those ships are locations that you go to. So kind of like Lost Ruins of Arnak, the cards will have a symbol like, oh, you can sail to a green location or a blue location or a red location, right? Depending on the card you play. So you can spend that card to go to a location. You put your ship on that location, depending on which ship, because you have jolly boats and you've got sloops, and jolly boats are small. So the jolly boat can go there and somebody else can still place a sloop. If somebody places their sloop, you can't go there. You lock it down. But you're still able to get pirates on that ship because of the move pirate action, right? So you can move pirates from other locations and still put pirates on the ship. The other thing is, if you win the mutiny on that ship, that location is still a location that gives you stuff if you go there. But if you won the mutiny, you control that location, so you get a benefit every time somebody uses it, including yourself, similar to like Lords of Waterdeep in buying buildings, right? And creating buildings. So it gives you this really fun and interesting mechanic with like, there's a little bit of engine building, there's deck building, you're like burning cards. There's cards you can burn to get stuff. And there's cards you can play. So when you play a card, you can play it to sail to a location. You can play it to do what the icons show you. They call that a mission. Or you can play the card at the end of the round you're going to buy from the lineup. And so you can play that card for whatever its favors power is, the buying power. And so there's all these really amazing cards that you can get. It's pretty easy to cull your deck and keep it pretty slim. So like, if you start with, let's say, a 10-card deck and you're drawing 5 cards, I mean, when we were playing, I think I had 8 cards in my deck at any time. Like I was just like, because I was burning my starter cards. The other thing is everybody's got an asymmetric player ability. The trick is you have a card that triggers that ability in your deck. So when you play that card, you can use that card to trigger your asymmetric player ability, and nobody else has access to that card. You're the only one. So it's very cool. There's very interesting things and choices you can make This game is not out yet. I apologize, but keep an eye out for Blackbeard's Lost Fleet. Very cool, really exciting, and really unique game. We were really excited about it.
And I got a little bit of Dwellings of Eldervale vibes out of that mechanic where you said you get to use the location, but you're going to battle it out, and whoever wins gets to control it for future.
Yeah,
I got a little bit of Dwellings out of that mechanic.
It's a little Dwellings meets Arnak meets Dune Imperium with a pirate theme. But it doesn't feel as tight as like Dune. My problem with Dune Imperium is it's very tight. And it's very unforgiving. And I feel like this game's a little looser, right? You're able to generate a lot more resources. The card buying can feel a little stingy, but you're doing so many other things that it doesn't feel bad. I don't know if that makes sense, but you're able to generate so many other resources. And there's a lot of ways you can refresh the market. So if you don't like the market to buy cards, it's relatively easy to do. So
in that sense, I get a little bit of the Arnak that you're talking about, because Arnak, it doesn't matter if you can buy cards. There's a lot of ways to be successful in Arnak without buying cards.
Right.
Yeah. And then to answer real quick, Nix, we roasted ourselves. This was a very sarcastic, like, we didn't care that we didn't win a Golden Geek. It would be cool if we do, but we just roasted ourselves on the reasons why we didn't win a Golden Geek. And Jason enjoyed our sarcastic episode here. Was there bad mouthing or just calling it tight? Because Imperium is tight. You earn every point you get in that game.
Yeah,
resources can be tight.
It's really tight. My only problem with the game like Dune Imperium is I play that game like once a year. And if I play that game with people that play it more than once a year, I do not stand a chance. Honestly. And that's my only problem with that kind of game. It is a fantastic game. It is produced wonderfully. Like, it looks great on the table. The art is incredible. I love the theme. It's very true also to the theme. But if I were to sit down and play that game with Bob and Mike, for example, I might as well just sit there and watch Bob and Mike play the game. That's all I'm saying.
Played it as much as you think, but I got 4 or 5 plays in.
Yeah, so you've got more plays than me. And I guess that's kind of my point, is I'm not always drawn to games where you have to play it, 100 times, not 100 times to be good at it. But if I play it every once in a while casually with somebody that loves that game, you do not have a chance of winning.
It can be unforgiving. So I agree with that. And Eric, it's definitely possible to pull the right intrigue card and use that on the last battle and win the game. It is one issue I have with the game, but it's still in my top 20. I don't dislike it, but it can be frustrating when someone pulls an intrigue card on the last turn of the game and wins with it.
Sure.
But you're playing a deck builder, so ultimately luck of the draw is built into the game. So that doesn't bother me a whole lot, but it's a little nitpick for sure.
Well, and also again, and this will kind of continue with that theme, right? We just played Earth Abundance.
Hey, welcome,
what's up, Alan? Good to see you, man. We just played Earth Abundance, which is the new expansion for Earth. Very popular game. Here's the thing with that. If you like Earth, I'm just going to tell you right now, it's a no-brainer expansion. Back it. It's only going to add to the game. You're going to love it. It adds a 6th player, and it adds it gives you the ability to go through the deck and find cards that you need, which is wonderful because Earth kind of has the Terraforming Mars Arc Nova problem where you've got these huge decks of cards and you're not always going to find the stuff you need, like naturally, no pun intended, organically even. So it does give you ways to go through and find cards you need. As somebody that thinks that Earth is a little bit overrated, it is not a game that fixes Earth for me. Dan and I played it, and we played it with Spencer and Bob, who love Earth. And Dan and I both are kind of like, it's fine. I don't hate it. I will play it.
Wayne agrees.
Hey, Wayne. But like we basically, and here's the frustrating thing for me about Earth. And again, I think it's a really great game, and I appreciate what it does. And this is also a compliment. I felt like I was doing very well while I was playing my board, but then I watched Spencer and Bob score 60 more points than me. You know what I mean? While Dan and I were within like 15 points. I did a little better than Dan. And I was like, oh, because it was like, what's everybody's scores, right? I'm doing the scores. And I'm like, oh, I got this many. Dan got this many. Well, that was close. And then we got to Spencer and Bob's scores, and it was like not even close. And it's like, well, I'm glad we watched you guys play for 2 hours.
I mean, it's such a point salad game, though, that, the scores can swing a lot.
Yeah.
I will say, I've been playing it a bit on BGA. I don't love playing it on BGA because if you go a while between turns, so you make your turns, the next day you're like, oh, let me go ahead and check my Earth game while I'm eating lunch here. There's so many cards that you got to read back through to remember which card you need to play. There's so many things you have to be aware of that influence what card you're going to play and where you're going to play that card. It makes it a very difficult BGA game. I actually don't like it. It's cool that like all the stuff's there for you, and if I can sit down and hammer out one BGA game of Earth in one sitting, great. But if I have to try to remember what's in my tableau for weeks on end, it's really difficult. So I don't start games of it very often.
I cannot play games where the spatial awareness matters online for whatever reason. I need it in front of me. I just do.
I love Earth, by the way. I'm a big fan. I just so many different ways to score points.
The thing is with Earth, though, is I will play it because there's very little downtime unless you're playing with Spencer. There's very little downtime.
How was there downtime?
Because everybody gets to do stuff, and it works out very well. Thanks, Kim. I'm not going to say I'm going to win if I'm playing a game where there's spatial awareness involved, in person, but I feel like I am better at it. You know what I mean? Or I feel less clueless or inept.
Better in person. It is. It's one that does not. It's not great on BGA, unfortunately.
But the thing is, I think if you already like Earth, I'm just gonna say it's a no-brainer. Like I'll spoil the review. All four of us 100% say it's a blind back. Just back it. If you like Earth, you're already in. It's kind of like getting a Wingspan expansion. It only makes the game you love better. It is not it is not an expansion that fixes Earth if you're lukewarm on it, like myself, right? So Wayne, I'm going to say odds are abundance is not going to change your mind about Earth. But what they did do is they created an expansion that you can just throw into the game and forget about. Like it's there, it's part of the game, and it just makes it an even juicier morsel for you to enjoy if you already love it.
That's perfect for that game. It didn't need more mechanics.
Yeah, but guess what, Mike? You're going to love it. You're going to love the couple of things it does. You really will.
Perfect.
You will love Earth. You're going to play it. You're going to be like, you mean I get to go through the deck? I'm going to spend this little seed token, and I'm going to get to go through the deck and find the card that I need to score these points? Like, hell yeah, give that to me. Trust me, Mike, you'll love it. I'm just saying.
Big Earth fan. Yes.
But yeah, and again, I appreciate everything they do. Me saying that I don't love the game is not commentary on, them as, people or designers or whatever. It's a very well-designed game. And I appreciate a game with no downtime, especially when I can play a game with Spencer and Bob. And Bob's better. Bob's bad at not being able to teach and not try to win. But like Bob can just take an arbitrary turn. Like, all right, I just got to take a turn. Let's Let's play the game to learn it and experience it and feel the mechanics. But Earth doesn't drag on. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I just hate that I feel like I did all this work and that I did really well. And no, I didn't. I still lost by 200 points. Okay.
It takes a few plays to get good at it. It does. It does. Yeah, I do love Earth. I love how you can feel like you're getting OP at a certain colored strategy. Like, okay, I'm gonna load up on the dark green cards, and then every time somebody takes a dark green action, I can fire off all these cards.
Hell yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it's really great. Good. Those things do feel good. And again, I feel like every time I play Earth, I get tricked because I'm like, ooh, I'm doing really well. No, you're not. But anyways, another game that's coming to Kickstarter soon. We did do a video for it, and we did do a paid preview. So let me just say that. But this was a game that we were legitimately interested in. And we have an interview with the designer. She is a female air traffic controller. She is a female. I guess that's redundant. She's an air traffic controller from Indianapolis, or lives in Indianapolis. And her board game, this one we're talking about, Arrival Push, a game of vectors, is an air traffic controlling board game. And you are funneling planes into your landing strip. And you can only land one plane at a time. They have, they score different points depending on what kind of flight it is, whether it's a cargo flight, a charter flight, general aviation, all kinds of stuff. And there's like these really cool, like weather things happening on the board that are going to manipulate like what you're encountering. And it's really cool. It's a really neat game. I have not played anything like it. Super cool. And I love the concept. And actually, Danielle was so much fun. Like, she came into the studio, she drove up from Indy and like hung out with us for a day. And we talked to her, got to know her. And she was an amazing person. Like, she had so much knowledge. I kept driving her nuts because one of the first things she talked about was how there are computer systems in planes, Mike, that literally will prevent them from crashing into each other in midair. Okay. So if two planes are flying directly at each other, there are these computer systems in there, and one will say go left and one will tell the other plane to go right. And if the pilots do not do it, the computers override them and make them do it. Right. So I kept making references to Die Hard 2. Which famously is like the whole plot of that is like terrorists have hacked the planes and they're making them crash into each other and not understand where you know what I mean? Where the runway is and like what their elevation is. And she's like, that's impossible. So I'm like, well, your game is really, it can't be good because it's not like the documentary Die Hard 2. I just kept bringing it up just to get her, like, just to poke her a little bit. She was a really good sport. But yeah, this game is legitimately like really, really cool. It's very puzzly. I think you will enjoy, I think most people will enjoy sort of the trying to figure out how to make all of these planes land the way you need them to land. And there's a very cool thing because you start with like 6 planes on the table going. Right? They already start. You've got starting positions. They're moving in. They move at different speeds depending on the terrain they're flying over. But then once that plane lands, you basically respawn it down like at one of your launch points, and then it's going to go again. And the thing is, if you don't want to fly one of those starting planes, you have a hand of 10 cards that are planes, and you can pick any of them that you want to launch and fly, and it's worth different points, has different restrictions, and different kinds of things. And so you can go, you know what? I'm done with that plane. I want a different plane because I want to get 10 points instead of 6 points. But that 10-point plane can't fly through weather because it has passengers and they don't like turbulence. So you're going to get negative points if you fly through turbulence with a passenger plane. I mean, it's really good. It's really well thought out and super fun.
I'm always fascinated when somebody can take something they're really into or something like a career or a job or a hobby or just something that somebody has researched a whole bunch of and has a ton of knowledge of, and then they make a game out of it because it's always very thematic. And like the whole idea of being an air traffic controller as a board game is really intriguing, especially knowing it was designed by an air traffic controller who I'm sure went to Purdue University, by the way, Tim. They have a great aviation program. Actually, I know she did. I've read her website. After you guys did that video, I was not there that weekend, unfortunately. I looked up her website. Sure enough, Purdue degree. Anyway.
Yeah, Danielle's a badass. Cool. She was super fun.
Very cool.
And she was a great sport while we had her in. And then I guess the last couple things I'll talk about are just stuff that I'm excited to play. That we've gotten in. We've gotten in for review because there's an expansion coming from Tabletop Tycoon. There's a game called Set a Watch, and that is a cooperative game where you are basically you're playing as like a standard sort of fantasy class character. You know, you're either like a fighter or a mage or a thief, and somebody's got to stay and man the campfire, right? And everybody else is going out and fighting this line of enemies, and they're keeping them away, you know, at bay. And depending on how bright your campfire is, tells you how far down the list of enemies you can see. And so, like, the ranger can attack like 2 people down because he's got range combat. The fighter can only attack the first person, but they might have a cleave ability, right? So the excess damage they can do could carry over to the second person. And so you've got to like, and you roll dice, you assign them to what you're doing with them. And it's cooperative. It's a very, very, very cool game. I'm really excited to do a review for it. Eric knows what's up. And they just are sending us some expansions for it. I'm very excited to check them out. But Set a Watch is a really, really cool campaign style, or not campaign style, cooperative style game. I'm really excited for. Kim, oh my God, Wine Cellar is very cool. I'm really bad at it, but I enjoy it immensely. I love, again, we had Andrew Styles on. Honestly, just go watch the Andrew Styles video. First of all, he is an A+ human being overall. 2, he's super interesting. Just a really interesting guy, lots of knowledge. And then, you know, third on the list, he has really designed an amazing game that's going to come out from 25th Century Games. It's going to be on Kickstarter, bundled with other games, right, Mike? Like, I believe
there's 4 games in that campaign.
And but Wine Cellars is going to be it's a smaller box game, right? I mean, it's not huge, but it's going to be very accessible. We're going to have a video out very soon on it. It's in the can. It's being edited right now.
Yeah, that video actually should be out later this week, and I'll just spoil it. I loved Wine Cellar. I really, really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoy auction games, and or really any bidding game. And it's not like one of those drawn out style of auction games, even though I love For Sale, you know, Wine Cellar is not one of those, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. You pick one card that's got your bid amount on it. Those may go from 1 to 36. You pick your bid, and everybody reveals it at the same time. Whoever has the highest bid gets first dibs.
It's the second half.
Add a wine bottle.
It's the second half of For Sale, and
it's a blind bid.
You're putting that
fantastic.
You're putting that bottle at the top or the bottom, and you're just trying to. The most brilliant thing about Wine Cellar is, well, there's 2 really brilliant things. One is those point values on where it is in your lineup is different for each wine, and they're not linear. So 1, if it's at the top of your list, it might only be a 1, but if it's in the second spot, it might be a 3. And if it's in the third spot, it might go down to a 2. But if it's in the fourth spot, it might go up to like a 6. Like it's crazy, but Andrew being a sommelier, you know what I mean, being a guy that's into the wine and everything, he really tried to have these wines be representative of like what they really are. So really interesting. I appreciated that game a lot. I thought it was really good. And yeah, 25th Century Games. Let me just say, like, I really, as a company, I really like them a lot. I'm a little biased. I don't have a personal relationship with Chad. I wish I did. But that is a company that just puts out a lot of games that I really, really enjoy. I mean, from Green Team Wins to Raw to Wine Cellar, things like Longboard. I mean, they just put out a lot of really cool games that are very affordable. Just go check them out.
Yep. Great game. Really enjoyed it. I raved about that game in the preview. Just going to tell you, I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Mike.
Yep.
We'll do one autocomplete, and then we're going to call it a night. We're going to enjoy our early night tonight.
Okay. Again, thanks everybody for coming out tonight. No, Bob, Resurgence was Stan's own company, Half a Kingdom. So he self-published Resurgence and the new one, Nova Roma. 25th Century, however, is distributing those games at on their website and also at Origins and Gen Con.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's why you bought that game from the 25th Century booth. Hey, Donnie. But yeah, just again, I want to thank everybody for stopping by, because sometimes when we're planning out our shows and we're looking at our guests or no guests and trying to pick a topic, it's like we want to have these like fun topics that give people a reason to watch. And then we're like, how many people I actually was curious if we were going to have that many people watch a show that we literally roast ourselves. I'm like, wait a minute, we roast ourselves weekly. Why wouldn't people show up for this one? And then the attendance exceeded my expectations. So thank you.
Listen, if we're going to do a negative show, right? Because essentially that's what this was sort of a negatively oriented show. I'm so much more comfortable having it be pointed internally, or you and I giving each other a hard time, right? Like I've known Jason for years. I love Jason, and I know that whatever I say to Jason, he's going to be okay. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't love crapping on other people or their games or their projects or whatever. Because that's just it's not a cool thing to do publicly. But if we're gonna like trash ourselves, hell yeah, let's go. But I can't believe all those people left those comments, Mike. I really can't. When I find Syracuse, Mike, if I ever meet that dude on a street and he go and everybody will be like, why? Just why? Why did you comment that? Again, Bagames, Bagames, Games. Bagames, I'd rather be playing Munchkin. If I ever find the people behind that, man, I'm going to get after him. I might put him on a swing and push him just so hard they flips over the top. Third World Studios, I'll be nice to them because I really like getting games from them. But who gave these guys a show? Well, we know that. Just Smith, Too Many Minis. If I find that dude, throttle him. Pandemic Lover 69. Come on, dude. Bald, get better. Yeah, Trevor, I promise I won't poop on your game. Anyways, those are all real reviews that I wrote down on a piece of paper. Okay. So, Mike, are you ready for autocomplete?
Yeah, as ready as I'll ever be.
Oh, yeah, because that reminds me. We had one other review from Jarode J. Hrode. Not enough autocomplete, playing it wrong was the comment there. Man, if I see a review from anybody named like Nixit or NXT,
Oh, yeah.
I'll blow my top. I just will. Anyways, you know what? I just saw one. It says bad beards. So it probably means my little chin fluff here and your bear beard there.
My homeless beard here.
Your homeless beard. So get all that food out of your beard and quit leaving us bad reviews. my little fluff here. Anyways, so Mike, I handpicked this one just for you.
Oh boy. I'm never ready. Let's go.
Mike, autocomplete from Google searches from what did we say? 2019, 2018, 2017, something like that.
Not looking at the chat.
Oh, it's a juicy one.
Oh boy.
Why? This is something somebody typed into Google.
I grew up in Amish country, Wayne.
Bad lighting. Thank you, Nix. Accurate. I love it.
Shadow. It's a 3 o'clock.
It's a shadow. It's just a shadow. It's just so it looks like I have a chin. Mike, why do dogs have blank?
Oh my God. Okay. Why do dogs have spots?
No. Don't look at the chat because Donnie got one already. Good job,
Dang
Donnie. Donnie's on fire.
Oh my gosh. Why do dogs have to bark?
Nope. Trevor, I will say your answer is no.
These always get me.
I will say Andrew, no. I picked this one because you were literally like, you're a dog guy. You got a cute little puppers.
I do. Why do dogs have? It was a have?
Yeah. Why do dogs have? Andrew, I think my wife asked this one, and I still don't have an answer. You can read that comment. Mike, you can read that comment.
That's a great question.
It is.
My dog does not hump furiously. Why do dogs have to lick you?
No. What's the side effect of that?
Side effect of a dog licking you?
Yeah, like what's something that you're like, while a dog is licking you?
Why I was gonna say, why do dogs have wet noses?
That is one, but that's not what I was going for. The one I was going for is directly ahead of it.
Why do dogs have long tongues?
No, but now Kim and Donnie both have it. And
why do dogs have? Why do dogs have whiskers?
Ooh, whiskers is on there. Good job. Not what I was going for, but whiskers is number 2.
Thinking about anatomy. Why do dogs have tails?
Number 1, Mike. Number 1.
I'm just going off anatomy.
Yep.
Why do dogs have to cover their poop?
Not there. Oh my God. I love this. I love that Kim is just throwing shade.
Hey,
Kim, you made my night.
I can't invite people to others' houses. That would be on the host.
Listen. I just know that there is nothing I can say to Mike that's going to like chap his ass, so that if somebody else in the chat though says it, I know it's going to bother him. I can literally, and this is genuinely what I love about Mike. I could say anything to Mike It's not going to phase him. It's not going to phase him. But if somebody like Kim is like, oh, well, if you would have visited me, blah, 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 you would have known the answer. Oh, Mike's going to be like, I should have reached. I feel so bad. I should have. See? I love it.
Oh, you want to hear something funny? So our dogs, they let us bring our dogs on Saturday.
So that was Bob. That was Bob's dog, Winston, who is an angel, and Sushi.
And Sushi.
And Sweet Puppers. Yeah, Sushi's sweet.
And, when you're talking to someone who doesn't own dogs, it's hard. Like, you don't want to impose to like, hey, can I bring my dog? Because you never know how people are going to react. And our dogs were angels all day long. And then literally were wrapping up after us. And then I realized Sushi pooped on the floor.
Well done. Well done. Anyway. But did she make circles before pooping?
No. Do they have to make circles before pooping? I'm okay. So back to this.
So you have tails, you have whiskers, and you have wet noses. You have 3 out of the 10.
I'm Donnie and stuck. So
Donnie
I'm
and Kim.
At chat.
Donnie and Kim both said bad breath, and that is accurate.
Jason probably hasn't done.
He is a juggalo.
That's why he didn't seem so upset by it. He's like, well, I just did that yesterday.
He is
liberating.
That's why Katie wasn't so upset, because she's used to Jason doing it. Trevor, surprisingly, not one of those things. I'll name another one. It makes me sad. Why do dogs have seizures? So that's one.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you heard me, but it was the one that both Donnie had said first, and then Kim had said bad breath. So we were saying with like the licking, right? Like you would know the bad breath, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So not just wet noses, Mike, but what's another attribute similar to that a dog could have?
Why do dogs have cold noses?
There we go. Number 10.
They are cold. Wow.
Another one. And I guess I'm glad you didn't know this one. Why do dogs have anal glands?
Well, I know they have anal glands. I didn't think to ask why.
Not big eyes. Andrew, not itchy ears, but you're close. And Trevor, runny noses is not on there. And Nick's no smelling is not on there either.
This is worded weirdly. Why do dogs have the zoomies?
Nope, no zoomies.
I do know about anal glands, but fortunately, sushi has not been an issue.
Kim, I didn't want to point out your fascination with nipples, but no, nipples is not on here. And just teasing Kim because she's an angel of a human. Okay, I don't know what this is, Mike. Do you know what dew claws are? DEW claws?
It's that thumb claw. It's the one that's up the leg a bit.
Okay. So it says, why do dogs have dew claws?
Interesting.
So you knew that one. I mean, you didn't know, but you knew that one. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know what a dew claw was. Why do dogs have nightmares? Oh, so did you say the fifth toe? Somebody said fifth toe earlier. So that must be the dew claw. So whoever guessed that.
Oh yeah. Trevor did say fifth toe up there. Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing. Yeah.
And then the last one is, why do dogs have floppy ears? Because not all dogs have floppy ears, but some dogs have floppy ears.
The ones that don't, though, they train the ears to stay that way. So Dobermans or boxers that have ears pointed straight up, when people get those dogs, they have to literally put a cast on their dog's ears to keep them that way.
Right.
They have to put them on there for like months or they'll flop over.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of wild.
All right,
it's
Mike.
It's sort of weird to think that they cut part of their ear off to shape them that way. It just...
Yeah, it is weird. It is weird. Mike, I'm going to ask you one more autocomplete because I found another dog-related one.
Ooh, okay.
You ready for this one?
I am.
It's still dogs, okay?
Okay.
People Googled this.
Oh, God.
Pictures of dogs wearing blank. Pictures of dogs wearing...
Okay. Pictures of dogs wearing hats?
No.
Pictures of dogs wearing sweaters?
No.
Jackets?
No.
Pictures of dogs wearing socks or shoes?
Shoes. Number 1.
Okay. Pictures.
Donnie, you're incorrect. Kim, you're also not right.
Pictures of dogs wearing sunglasses?
Sunglasses is on there. It's number 8. Trevor's got it. Bobby's got one. I'm just giving the Eric. You said boots. That's shoes. You're right.
I mean, I did mention this, but pictures of dogs wearing Santa hats, that didn't sneak on.
No hats. No hats. I would have given you. Hats.
I figured you would
have. Kim, that's what I love about you. Like me, you're not right.
What about pictures of dogs wearing wigs?
Ooh, I wish. There's a hilarious TikTok of this dog wearing like glasses and like a wig, and they're playing like sensual 70s music. It's always like this dog, like that, like the door busts open and it's this dog standing here. Anybody that's friends with me on Facebook, I will send you the TikTok of this. Makes me laugh so hard every time. So you said shoes, and is that it so far?
Well, sunglasses.
Oh, sunglasses.
What about pictures of dogs wearing costumes?
Yes, that is number 4.
Okay, I've got 3. I mean, I guess maybe more general pictures of dogs wearing clothes.
Yes, that is number 5.
I mean, I was gonna say, because I said sweaters and hats, it's like I got to be more generic. What was it? Oh, wearing other dogs. What are these Buffalo Bill dogs?
Yeah, he put Ed Gein dog.
It puts the lotion on its fur, or else it gets the hose, sir.
Oh man, Nick's just got one.
I'm looking at the chat. I'm running out. I felt like I would have got more than 3 of those.
So number 1 was shoes. Number 2 is glasses. Number 3, bandanas.
Oh.
Number 4, costumes. Number 5, clothes. Right?
Yeah.
Number 6, headphones. Okay. Number 7, diapers. Nick's got that one. Number 8 was sunglasses. Sushi. Number 9 is sushi. Number 9 is harnesses.
Tim.
Oh, you're perpetuating the stereotype, Mike. Stop it. Stop perpetuating the stereotype. Hi, sushi. Mike.
That was worth it. That was worth it.
You're perpetuating the stereotype. Culottes. Oh, Nick's. Oh, boo on this autocorrect. Yes. Nick's culottes. Like a baby puppy on their heads. Yeah, living though. I love that Trevor had to. Yeah, Sushi's like, I am the host now.
We might win a Golden Geek if she ran the show.
Oh my God. Our chances would improve a millionfold. Much better, cuter host. Okay, so 9 was harnesses and 10 was cones. Like dogs wearing cones.
Oh, the cone of shame.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah. We will save other autocompletes for later. Kim, yes. Kim, you want to come back on to a show with our pets? I'll get a cat out here. We are very close to getting a dog. We have a elderly cat that we're kind of waiting to cross the Rainbow Bridge because he gets real cranky. He tolerates Winston, and he definitely tolerates Sushi because Sushi doesn't do anything but sit by Mike's feet when Mike comes over with Sushi. Sushi's very much a minds her own business kind of dog, where Winston's just like, hey, I'm the cutest MFer here. What's up? What's going on? Sushi, no, excuse me, not Sushi. Winston is like John Travolta walking with paint cans at the beginning of Saturday Night Fever. You know, where he just knows, like, what's up? Hey, how's it going? But yeah. We could do a pets show. We could do a pet themed list that week even.
Ooh. Animal games.
Yeah.
We've never done that. I love that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, Bobby, you're gonna have to call off that day or be working a new job. Just saying. There are some good cat and dog games. Yeah, there's one. It might still be live right now. Cyber Pet Quest.
Oh yeah.
From Dead Alive Games. Check that out. Nick's, hey, dude, never apologize for being late. Never apologize for being late. We are just, even if you pop in for 30 seconds, man, happy to see you. We appreciate you. And that goes for everybody watching. And we're not gonna go like crazy late tonight. So Trevor, thank you. We're wrapping up right now. So y'all have been amazing. Thanks for tuning in to the top 5 reasons why we did not win a Golden Geek. And thanks for listening to all of my very legitimate reviews that I found on our show, which might have also been indicators on why we didn't win a Golden Geek. Mike, I'm still really embarrassed that you couldn't find them. I thought you would have seen them, dude. I thought you would have seen them.
I wasn't expecting you to read previous chat messages. I was like, wait, people leave reviews of our podcast on BGG? What am I missing?
Everywhere. I find these reviews everywhere. But yeah, guys, we appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And yeah, like the video, show us that their half self-depreciation is important. Y'all are amazing, and we wouldn't be here without you. Congrats on being losers. Better luck next year. Andrew, you said it best. Also, I heard from a very reliable source, Andrew, that you used to be buff. I heard you used to be buff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Mike, ask Andrew about that sometime.
Okay. I used to be somewhat cut as well, but that was like over 20 years ago.
Aaron, love you, buddy. We were kind of just talking about Parakeet today. So
yeah.
Thanks for watching, man. There we go. See, Andrew knows what's up.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're definitely your losers. We're not just any losers. We're your losers. And we're here for it. Mike, thanks for another week of fun. Can't wait to do this again next week when we've got Yuval on. And
yes. top 5 space games, and we'll talk a little bit about How to Save a World, which is an upcoming Kickstarter from Burnt Island Games. We will have a preview video of that game. We're going to play it on Tabletop Simulator. Good stuff. Going to be fun. It looks really good.
Yeah, looking forward to it, guys. So as always, thank you so much for watching. We love and appreciate all of you. And for the Board Game Rundown, I've been Tim.
I was Mike.
Yes. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
We'll see you guys.
Good
next
job,
time.
Stonemeyer.
A 7.3 repeating. Heating.